Hey there. Ever wondered what's really going on in your mind when you hit that peak moment of pleasure? Or maybe you've experienced some strange feelings afterward that left you scratching your head. Well, you're not alone. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of orgasms beyond just the physical sensation. We're talking about the psychology and science behind it, the good, the weird, and everything in between. So, let's unravel the mysteries of the Big O together. Alright, let's start with the basics. Orgasms, they're often thought of as just a burst of physical pleasure, right? But what if I told you that an orgasm is not just something that happens to your body, but something that also happens in your mind? It's true. And while that might sound amazing, it can also lead to some unexpected and sometimes confusing feelings. For instance, have you ever felt a wave of emotions, like crying, right after an orgasm? It's way more common than you might think. But why does it happen? Or maybe you've experienced weird sensations like headaches or even sneezing after sex. Sounds bizarre, right? Well, these aren't just random occurrences. They have a lot to do with how your brain and body communicate during and after orgasm. And then there's the infamous post-nut clarity, that sudden moment of deep, almost overwhelming thinking right after sex. What's up with that? All these things might make orgasms feel like a roller coaster ride. That's way more complex than just a few seconds of bliss. So, how do we make sense of all this? The key lies in understanding that orgasms are as much about your brain as they are about your body. In fact, your brain plays a huge role in how you experience orgasm. According to The Science of Orgasm by Barry Komisaruk, the brain's involvement is so deep that you could almost call orgasms a mental phenomenon. Yep, your brain is in the driver's seat, steering the whole experience. Let's break it down step by step. First, when you're on the road to orgasm, several parts of your brain start lighting up. This includes areas responsible for pleasure, reward, and emotions. But during the actual moment of climax, the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that handles decision-making and critical thinking, takes a bit of a backseat. This is why you might feel like you're not really thinking in that moment. Then, once the orgasm is over, your brain starts to regain its usual functions. This is where that post-nut clarity comes in. The blood flow returns to your prefrontal cortex, and suddenly, your brain shifts from pleasure mode back into thinking mode. This can sometimes lead to those deep, reflective thoughts that hit you out of nowhere. But that's not all. The brain also releases a cocktail of chemicals, like oxytocin, the so-called love hormone, which usually makes you feel connected to your partner. However, for some people, this can also trigger anxiety or even sadness, leading to those unexpected tears or feelings of unease after sex. Let's look at some real-life examples to see how this plays out. Imagine this: you've just had an intense orgasm, and instead of pure joy, you feel like crying. It could be your brain's way of releasing built-up emotional tension, or it might be linked to a phenomenon known as postcoital dysphoria, where some people feel a bit down after sex, even if it was great. Or take those strange post-orgasmic sensations like sneezing, facial pain, or even hallucinations. These are rare, but real. Some people have reported seeing vibrant colors or feeling like they're in a dreamlike state. It's almost like your brain is throwing a little party of its own, complete with all sorts of unexpected guests. And then there's the influence of pornography. If you've ever felt disappointed or confused about real-life sex not living up to what you've seen on screen, you're not alone. Research shows that porn often focuses more on male pleasure, with female orgasms taking a back seat. This can skew your expectations, making real-life experiences feel less satisfying. So, what's the takeaway here? Understanding the science and psychology behind orgasms can help you have better, more fulfilling sexual experiences. Whether you're sexually active or just curious, it's important to remember that orgasms are a complex dance between your body and mind. And the more you know, the better prepared you'll be to navigate all those feelings and sensations that come with it. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the fascinating world of sex and psychology. Got questions or thoughts? Drop them in the comments, we'd love to hear from you. And if you're interested in learning more, check out our other videos on sex, mental health, and how porn impacts your brain. Thanks for watching and take care.